Behind me, you see the 7th Street Bridge in downtown Port Huron. Thousands of cars pass over this bridge every day, but chances are you'd never seen it from the underneath perspective. So James, tell us the importance to the city of Port Huron. We're on the 7th Street Bridge here, but the Military Street Bridge, the 7th and the 10th Street drawbridges.
So what makes our community unique is there's only 5 communities in the state of Michigan that actually have drawbridges or bascule bridges. And actually in MDOT's budget, there's a special line item that pays for the bridge tenders. So they're city employees, but we are reimbursed from the state of Michigan for the bridge tenders and the operations of these bridges. We own the 10th and the 7th, and MDOT owns the Military Street Bridge. These bridges really are iconic to our maritime heritage. It really is a physical reminder of just how important the boating community is here, not only to our economy, but to the tourism as well. This bridge itself is amazing. It was built in 1933, and you think about where we were in 1933, we didn't have computers. So, this is a modern marvel when you look at the engineering, the science, and the technology that went into this bridge back in 1933, that it's still in use today is pretty incredible. And so I think a lot of folks drive over this bridge, they see it go up and down, but they really just don't know the significant feat of engineering that has been accomplished with these bridges. And so that's why we're excited today to show the inside of these bridges, to show how they operate. Because they're multi-million dollar assets that our community has that makes our community special, and that's why we want to show them off.
Well, I think you're right in that we don't really think about it. As we drive over these things, we don't think about what's happening underneath our car or underneath our feet.
No, you don't. And this bridge actually sees several thousand vehicles a day go right over it. And I'm one of those guys, I like to see how things work. Show me how it works. I drive over every day, I want to see how it works. And so we really want the community to know how it works, to know just what's involved, so they understand if it breaks down or needs maintenance, what that entails and why it's so important.
I'm not sure that people realize that with the canal being built years ago, a lot of the city of Port Huron's an island.
We are
an island. You have to cross a bridge to get in the main part of the city.
Yes, we are literally an island between the lake, the canal, and the Black River. This is an island community. We actually have protocols in place. A lot of people don't know this, but bridges next to each other cannot be up. So you cannot have the Military Street Bridge and the 7th Street Bridge up at the same time. That's for fire response, emergency response, ambulances, police, whatever it may be. So there's protocols for how these bridges can go up and why they can't go up all at the same time. Some people say, open the bridges up all at the same time, get the boats out. Well, unless there's a fire, or unless you need a medical emergency and you need an ambulance. And so there's a lot of operational protocols in place that make these bridges operate in a way that it's a part of our community, it's an important part of our community, but it doesn't interrupt the operations of our community.
Eric, we're here at the 7th Street Bridge, I guess in the control room, if you would say. What do we have here in back of us?
So this is the operator interface where it controls all the operations of the bridge, both up and down, and monitors the various things of the equipment in the bridge.
I know the bridge was 1933.
Yep.
But I'm assuming this isn't the age of some of the components and those parts of the bridge.
No, so the bridge received pretty extensive rehab in 2007, included structural upgrades, new mechanical, electrical, some of what you see here, as well as this bridge tender's house was completely reconstructed.
Now we've got some gentlemen in the room with us here. I'm assuming they're bridge tenders. What would their roles with the city be?
So the city staffs not only 7th Street Bridge, but the 10th Street Bridge, and also Military Street Bridge under contract with MDOT. So we employ 15 bridge tenders a year, April 1st through October 31st. And we also have our street maintenance staff and mechanics that maintain the bridge, routine maintenance, and then anything that might pop up as well.
Let's talk about process as we get it ready to open.
Sure.
So what would happen on this piece of equipment right here before you even start the opening of the bridge?
The bridge is open on, this bridge in particular opens on the quarter and 3/4 hour. So he would, I guess, start the signal. We have the gates that come down, the traffic signals go into effect, and then once the bridge is clear, pedestrians and everything else, then he would implement opening of the bridge.
So let's talk about the actual opening and closing of the bridge. We're going to look at some of the mechanics of it, but what actually happens below us?
Sure, so this is a bascule bridge. It's a single leaf span, which is about 114 feet long. The overall structure's 272 feet long. So when it commences opening, the motors come into effect, which has a shaft, a gear drive, then implements the gears. The bridge span starts to open. A bascule bridge has a counterweight, so it continuously balances the span through the whole movement of that the up and down motion.
This year marks the 90th anniversary of the 7th Street Bridge, so in 10 years we'll be celebrating the Big 100. From the 7th Street Bridge in downtown Port Huron, Kevin Miller for Thumbcoast TV.